Yo, welcome to the Formula Podcast, where we talk about everything business related, the formula to success, to business and to doing your thing out here, man. Help me out, Gary. I'm kind of stumbling over here.
Let's get it, man. Great job on the intro. My name is Gary Lima, owner and founder of First Step Legal. And we out here giving you the formula to success, the formula to business, the formula to doing this thing right, and making this money. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we on.
Yes, sir. And I'm RJD from Content Factory Media Group. We over here, giving you the formula. And I know this morning we was just chopping it up for a little bit, and we were just talking about doing business. A lot of times, a lot of people have misconceptions of doing business.
Yeah. And I think a lot of those misconceptions come in just from lack of information. You know what I'm saying? Especially in today's world, you got Instagram, you got the Facebooks, you got, I don't even know what else, TikToks and everything. And people think business is supposed to look a particular way, or certain types of businesses need to look a particular way. I was talking to somebody in the music industry out in Virginia, and he was concerned about the success of his music career based off of Instagram likes. But people showing up to the venues. You know what I'm saying? So it's all perception, and what do you define success to be?
Yeah.
Yeah,
now 100%, man. And even when you speak of that, of like looking at, how many people are coming up to your shows, I would say a lot of times when I start something, it usually starts with about 2 or 3 people. And I consider that success because they're donating their time. And that's probably one of the biggest donations or the biggest investment someone can make into you. So regardless if it's 3 people or 300 people, my level of gratitude is still the same. 100%. You feel what I'm saying? Because no matter what, it's time. It's something they're here for me. They're here to vibe with me. I'm like, yo, that's always I don't know. That's very. It just means a lot to me when somebody's chopping up and spend time with me. Like Choose to Create, we started doing the monthly meetup with just 3 photographers, 4 photographers. Now it's 15, 20 people that meet up every month. Yeah. And I feel like that's success. You know what I mean?
100%. And that's real because people have options, especially again on Instagram, all these outlets and stuff. People see a million different things, but they choose to spend their time with us. They choose to spend their money with us. They choose to spend their efforts and energy with us. So that's definitely huge key to success right there.
Yeah, man. Gratitude. Give thanks to the people that is supporting you. The people that's not supporting you, it's not for them, you know, and that's okay. Even if they're your family members, a lot of times we almost put a obligation on our family and friends to support what we're doing, our business, our podcast. If they support it, that's great. But if it's not for them, I don't want them to feel like they have to indulge or whatever the case may be. If it's not for you, I'm not making it for you. But for the people that is for, that's who I want to focus on.
If I want to make a PSA right now. Because you hit something deep in me. I love family business. I come from a family business, as far as my upbringing. But just PSA to everybody out there starting a business, your friends and family are not obligated to support you. All right? I'm just going to use a small example. The 3 of us in the room. Let's say between the 3 of us, we had $100 a piece. That's $300 each of us. I do business with you. You do business with Raul behind the camera. You do business with me. Guess how much money we still have in the room? $300.
Yes, sir.
Right? You try to make your family richer. You try to make your friend group richer, your network richer. You got to go outside of that and bring in money, which means you have to put out value. You know what I'm saying? What service or good are you providing out there? Because if you're only doing business with your family and friends, they may love your what you're doing, but you're never really going to know how much better you can be, how much more you can improve without the help of strangers, people who don't know who you are, critiquing your product and your service. So stop that family and friends. They don't need to buy your t-shirt. They don't need to buy your mixtape. They don't need to support your office. So they don't have to. They don't have to. Go get that outside. Just wanted to hit that on because man, people be pressuring they heavy. Yeah. Man, they don't love me, X, Y, and Z, but they do. But now find some new love out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Don't guilt trip your family, man. Yeah. Especially I've seen that a lot with a lot of beginning entrepreneurs where they're looking at it like, hey, I just put all of my, it's like a baby. When you start a business, it's like a baby. So it's like, I put my heart, my passion, my hours and stuff into this thing. Why aren't you supporting it? You're a hater if you're not supporting it.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't guilt trip them. I would say put in the quality, like focus on, like how I always used to say with my friends, right? He'll always be like, okay, buy my sweater, or why everybody's not coming to the shows, and if you have 100 friends, they all should be. My thing is, like, instead of focusing on the revenue, focus on the product or the service. Have that consistency with the product or service, because if you look at like Powerade or Coca-Cola, let's say Coca-Cola, because it's in a can. You don't even know what's in that can. But when you open that can and you drink it, you're betting your life. You're putting your life in Coca-Cola's hand, because you don't know what's in there.
That's facts.
And you're putting your life on their brand, on their consistency, on their level of like product that they're gonna provide that same soda taste that you always expect. And that's what you want to have with your product, that level of consistency where it's like, this is a product. This is the Coca-Cola formula, or the KFC recipe, or the chicken filet recipe. Focus on that recipe first. Get that product or what it is. Then you go into operations. Then you go into like marketing it to getting it out to more people.
That's big facts, and that's a perfect segue to our topic for the day.
Yes, sir.
Which is maintaining your business, and most importantly, staying consistent. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to get your perspective on that. When it comes to business maintenance, what does that look like to you?
Oh, man. Business maintenance, man. When it comes to that, it looks like literally opening up your books and organizing everything. Like literally when it comes to maintenance for me, because we're always doing productions, we're always doing shoots, we're always doing meetings. And a lot of times at the end of the week, you don't look back and just organize everything and see what's the intention behind this meeting or the intention behind this production.
Okay.
So that's how I first organize. I look at my whole entire week of like how I spent my time and where did I spend my time, and just looking at it, like why was I over there? What happened from that, right? Yeah. And then when I'm done with that, then I also look at the actual assets that we made, whether it's photography, video, podcast. I look at those assets and then I archive them into different categories as well. Okay. So that way I can know, okay, if I need to create some promotional material, I could go to this folder. Okay. If I need some educational material for someone and they need to learn how to make a video, here's this material, or if I need to put together a strategy for an up-and-coming client, I know that I have 1, 2, and 3. So at least that helps me. So I look back at my week for maintenance to see what I've done, and that allows me to plan the week ahead. So I always try to plan like a week ahead, and that allows me to not be overwhelmed with like everything that's coming at me. I could just, if somebody asks me, hey, you have time for lunch, I could look at my schedule and already have the main things that I need done, and I could pick out the times that works best for both of us.
Big facts. On my end, maintaining business is very similar. With two different industries, very similar. Attorneys, we work 6 minutes at a time. A little increment, little tick marks all at a time. So like when we go, all this legal analysis and things that we gotta do to think and do our jobs, our mind is just on go, 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 go. So when we're in that mind state, it's hard for us to sit back and plan, right? Because to plan, you're using different system in your brain where you're a lot more relaxed. Whereas you're analyzing, you're attacking. We're literally attacking. We're in court. We're suing people, cussing people out. Not literally, but drafting contracts, negotiating things can be very shiesty. So when we're in that mode, we have to plan to be in that mode, because we know when we're in that mode, we're not thinking about all the organizational things that you're talking about. So organizing my time. When am I going to be doing certain things? When am I going to be going to court? Of course, what mindset I need to be in. Planning things as far as being in a different mindset to speak to new clients, understanding what they want, because now they're giving me the information as far as what they want, what they need in a contract, what they need in a lawsuit, what they need in a transaction, whatever the case may be, and just organizing those time scheduled things and knowing when it's time to go as well. Also taking, like you said, taking inventory of, I like how you said the assets that you create. So I guess I'll classify the contracts I create as assets as well, emotions and things that I draft. And even with that, what I've been starting to do the past 2 years or so, when I draft a contract, I'll save it you can actually, like in Microsoft Word, you could put the tags on them. So if this contract is for a distribution agreement, this contract is for operation agreement, partnership agreement, a licensing agreement, I'll tag it. And then I'll tag different, like sometimes there'll be different clauses that are really specific to that deal. And I'll type up that called like a waterfall clause inside of an agreement. I'll just put waterfall in there. So when I'm typing it up, looking back for reference, boom, it's already there. You know what I'm saying? That organizational thing, as far as maintenance, that's very important, because if somebody comes to me with something and I already done that, I don't have to spend 2 hours digging through my files to find it. I can just really pop up and just get it done and still charge what I need to charge for that transaction. So again, it's mastery of time, mastery of organization, and making sure that you have a system that flows, and that system is being maintained and improved over time. And that's what business maintenance means to me.
Yeah, that's the efficiency, man.
Yeah.
You know, having that good efficiency to be able to know, hey, this is what I need to turn up at these times. And you know, sometimes you gotta let the beat breathe.
Yeah.
You know, or let your week breathe, right? Because earlier on when I was scheduling out my week, I have literally no time in between the next meeting.
Facts.
Right? So now I put a buffer. I put a 30-minute buffer, an hour buffer, so that way I could walk around, I could talk to people, I could do certain things. It's not like I leave from one thing to the next, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me this morning. I woke up, meeting, after that meeting, another meeting while I'm driving here, got here, we on it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you're right, you got to get that time to breathe and everything. And what I would say too, so we developed these systems, right, for our businesses and everything. And it took us some time to get to those systems. And even within those systems, we are improving constantly. I would want to gain your perspective as far as the value of that system, because when starting off, there's probably a time when you didn't have a system that you have reflected now. What do you see the value as opposed to where you started versus where you are now, how that has affected you having a more competent system or more a stronger system?
Yeah, the system is the base of everything. I feel like as an entrepreneur, especially as a creative, a service-based creative, it's like all you think about the service that you can provide. You don't think about the system of how you actually fulfill that service. That's the most important thing, is having an understanding of okay, a system for I do it like this. I learned this from my coach. I have a system for value creation, right? So value creation is just what value can I bring to the marketplace. So I strategize and I have a whole system for that.
Yeah.
And then I have a system for marketing. What message do I want to put out, and who's the audience, right? Then I have a system for sales.
Yeah.
And a system for fulfillment.
Okay.
So it's those systems is my whole entire business. That's how we run everything. That's every week we look over our SOPs of how we want to accomplish things.
Oh, break that down. Don't do it to them. What's the
So
SOP?
standard operation procedure.
Yeah.
So let's say we have a new photographer that's working with us, and he's going to do some event photography for us. Just like how you mentioned with that waterfalls example, when you're looking for your emails, we have that same thing. Where events is the same concept. It has those certain shots that it's great for marketing. So I know those shots for marketing that they're gonna use in social media, or that they're gonna use on their event, right, or for the next year event. So I'm always looking for those shots, and I have those details.
I see, yeah.
So I put that inside of a slide, like, hey, this is what you should. This is a SOP before the event.
Okay.
Right? This is the SOP when you get to the event. Make sure you get in touch with the
standard,
contact person. Standard operating procedure.
Standard operating procedure.
Yeah.
Let's
So
get
for
it.
every single event is one of the most simpler productions that we do, but it is a process. So as long as you have that SOP where you follow our step by step, even to the actual types of shot to get and when to get those shots. Right? If you just follow that SOP, that standard operating procedure to capture an event photography, you're gonna be set. You know, it's a template. It's a template. It's just like how you do your emails thing, because that's what I do.
Yeah.
Every time I do something well, it becomes a template.
Yeah. Hey, you hit something pretty hard there. When it comes to the formula, right? In any math equation, I'm not a mathematician. Don't quote me on this. I went to law school. I call the accountants for the math. They got that on pack. Is a constant in the equation, right? You got to have a constant, a standard, because you have different variables come in. but you want to produce a great result at all times. So by having a standard operating procedure, you know what you're doing, how you're approaching each situation each time to get that consistent result, right? Is that what I'm hearing on?
Yeah, that's exactly it. And for me, one of the main reasons why, a lot of the stuff I created is from my experience, from how I was treated, like even this platform, or even like how education and just giving people access is from my own experience. People didn't educate me the way I thought they should have. Or people didn't give me resources the way I thought they should have. So I make the resources. So when it came to and photographers will know this, if you ever worked with an agency, if you ever worked with another production company, when they'll hire you and say, hey, go out on a shoot, they literally will give a minimum of SOP. They'll literally don't even tell you who's the shooter about, barely any contact information, barely, what's the shot list? Like, I'm going all the way across country to do this event for you, and you don't have a shot list for me? You just want me to you just gonna trust my creativity?
Yeah.
How do I know you're gonna like my creativity? You know what I mean? So even if I'm gonna be creative because that's what I am. But if you give me something of like, I know these are the particular shots that you want me to get. These are the particular VI people that you want me to get. Then I know I'm way more as a photographer on set. I'm way more. I could do my job a lot better. And the thing is, a lot of agencies or a lot of production companies, they don't provide that for the photographer, the video guys that's working for them. So that was one thing that I felt like I wanted to implement in Content Factory. Like, we're gonna have a process for or a shot list or something that you could have, you could see, so that way you're not just like wandering in the just getting shots. Like, I need intentional images that we can use.
That's big facts. That's big facts. So like, what I'm gathering too is maintaining the system. We do that in order to produce consistent results, right? And within producing those consistent results, we're adding on more pieces when it comes to larger clients, larger cases, things of that nature. And then when you add on people as well, they can rely on those systems to still produce that same result. And I think the master of that is like fast food business, like McDonald's. If you buy a Big Mac in Miami, that Big Mac gonna taste the same as Seattle, as I don't know if they have them in France, China, wherever. It's gonna taste the same. So it's that production, that consistency, and that's what it is. And even with that, we're talking about a little bit earlier as far as like people supporting you and stuff. And people support what's consistent. Like you said, that soda can, Coca-Cola. I know when I buy this Coca-Cola can at Publix, 7-Eleven, Winn-Dixie, the corner store, whatever, I know it's gonna taste like blank, right? Only who's the is like the Minute Maid people. If you buy it in a can, if you buy it in a jug, it's gonna taste different. But we know that already. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But in the end of the day, though, that consistency, why is it important to stay consistent? You know what I'm saying? In that same breath.
Why is it important to stay consistent? That's a great question. I mean, I would say that's the basis of, even when you talk about personality or even just you as a person. You know, I say you can start there. You know, for me, I feel like you start just being the person you are on a consistent basis. You feel what I'm saying? Like, some days you might have of course you may have your days where you might be down, but a lot of times if you have this certain kind of energy, stay consistent with that every time. You know what I mean? If you treat your girl as a certain way, stay consistent on that. You know what I mean? If you build with your friends on a certain way, stay consistent with that. Because that then goes into your business as well. Because then you stay consistent with like how you treat your clients. You know, it's not like, I don't think it's all like just machines and robotics. We're dealing with humans. So if you stay consistent within your own self and just how you maintain your energy, right? Because we were just talking about too, it's just about we're service based, so we give. You can't give from an empty vessel. Right. So you have to stay consistency with whatever you're doing within your personal life, like eating or like working out, or refueling yourself with like-minded people, and inspirational people that's like sees the vision. A lot of people don't see the vision, and it's okay if they don't see the vision. But the thing I don't want to be around is people have negative perspectives on everything, and I don't mind having being able to look for the negative, but I don't really want to have a discussion about a negative where
I hear you.
It's 100%. Trust me, if I'm coming to you with an idea, I probably already thought about all the negatives that were possibility. Right. I don't need another possibility of negativity. Right. The only thing I need is to think in that kind of frame of getting it done. So what about you though?
One thing though, because as far as my formal education, I went to FIU, Go Panthers. And I majored in political science and international relations. My whole thing was I wanted to be a senator. I wanted to be Florida's first black senator. I was 14, glasses still, everything. I had waves back then, but that was my thing though. And I knew going into that political world, I wanted to go to law school, right? And so going that politics route, thinking law school. As I went deeper into politics, I came across a class, International Political Economy. They showed me how the whole world works economically. I'm like, what am I doing with this politics stuff? So we talking about money. What I'm saying? Politics is ran by money. I'm on the wrong side of the coin. But I still want to go to law school. So even with that, I bring that up to say that I didn't have any formal business training, right? All I did was I saw my father was an entrepreneur. I had some uncles who were entrepreneurs, and just picking those things up. So I didn't go to school and major in business or get an MBA or anything of that nature, and just picking up business as it came along with that. And one thing I came across is it ain't about the finance, it ain't about the formulas, it ain't about all the other stuff. I guess this does part of the formula. Anytime I get deeper into business, people who do business on a high level, they talk about self-awareness. They talk about personal development. And like how you saying, pouring back into yourself. Your business is a reflection of you. Your business is your baby. And in real life, when you have babies, your babies, real human babies, are the reflection of their parents as well, and to some extent. So it's real. You do got to pour back into yourself to be consistent with yourself, so your business could be consistent, come out, produce and put out consistent product, consistent service, so they know when they go to Content Factory, their pictures, their content, their video is going to come out fire. That's what Content Factory does. They know when they go to First Step Legal, Gary from to take that case, take that transaction, it's gonna come out fire, and that everything gonna be good. So that we're producing on that consistent level. So that's majorly important. But a lot of times we get caught up into the convolutedness of even that word convoluted. Convoluted is a convoluted word. So how cloudy things could be. You know what I'm saying? On these words and these different verbiage and these charts and all these different things. That's cool when it comes down to it though. The person inside is what's going to put it out there.
That's where it's at. That's where it starts. A lot of times people are talking about business, this, business, that. Start very small and simple. I break everything down very small and simple.
Yeah.
And then I use it I used to always say, victory to me is spending my time right.
Okay.
Right? That's something I heard from Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
And that really meant a lot to me because like time is probably the most important, but the management and the use of time and putting your energy and intention in the right energy in certain time blocks. You feel what I'm saying? It's that's one of the most important things. So just to touch on a little bit, we talked about personal development and tying up with that, but it's how do you stay consistent when you're dealing with family issues? We talked about depression. You know what I mean? When you're dealing with depression and things like that, and especially as a Caribbean, I'm Jamaican.
Yeah.
And I'm 36.
Yeah.
So it's the way I operate is the way I feel really don't matter. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I really don't. It doesn't matter. It's the
Yeah.
goal that I gotta do.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that I gotta get done.
Yeah.
That's what I
Damn. You're preaching.
adjust my body to. That's what I
Yeah.
adjust my mind to.
Yeah.
Because that's just what got to get done.
Yeah.
When all of that is done, then I could deal with it. But
Yeah.
then I never really deal with it, right?
Because work is never done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I'm Haitian, so like come from that same mindset. Work, because we're trying to get somewhere. We're trying to get somewhere into the future, and you get older, like, when is it? when is it going to happen? Because like, we've seen people from both our cultures who are ultra successful, whether in music industry, business, law, art, whatever it is. We've seen them do it, and they still dealing with the same issues because we still have the same mindset that we put our feelings on the back burner. But like, your feelings matter. How you feel inside yourself matters. Everybody. Even because we grew up around men who had that mindset. This is why we internalize it, because we men now, and we're trying to not necessarily copy, but that's how we conceptualize what men are supposed to do. Put everything to the side and take care of business. And we should. That's what a man does, is my part of my definition of what a man is. But at the same time, though, you have to. You're the leader of the household. You're the leader of your business. You're the leader of your relationship. You're the leader of your life. You have to take time to intently take care of yourself. And no matter what that is, I run every morning now. I'm back on it. Former track star. So like, I think where my body is set up, if I'm not in motion, I don't feel good. Not from a physical health standpoint, but from a spiritual, mental standpoint. If I'm not running on a consistent basis, then I don't think I run my life the right way. Literally, I was in motion in that way. And one thing I want to bring up too, not to get too spiritual, I'm a preacher's kid, but like, God created the universe in 7 days, and on the 7th day He rested. Rest is a part of work. We can't keep going because like with any machine, a car, at some point you have to maintain that car. You gotta change the oil, change the tire, put gas in it, something, or it's gonna overheat. It's gonna, just be broken down. So we got to take ourselves in the same way, because we're complex machines too, we're complex things. And if God had to rest, then you better believe.
You better.
We got to rest, and you got to rest intently too. You can't just like put things down and sit down. Like, intentional rest. What does that mean? And that's different for everybody else. Some people is watching a movie. Some people is getting a pedicure. Some people it's going for a run. Some people it's going to the beach. People seeing their family, hugging their kids, or coaching a team, whatever it is. You got to rest intently.
Yeah.
And so that we can give back, have something to give back into your business, to be consistent, to develop those systems and make this money.
Yeah. And really, this is coming from experience, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's times where, because we talking about the good stuff. Like, I'm sure there's times where you wasn't able to be consistent in your business, where you wasn't able to show up. Right? Let's talk about it, man. Was there ever an instance when you was not able to stay consistent because of your own personal stuff, or you wasn't able to come with the right energy, or like vet out a client properly, and then it didn't work out for you? And then how did that make you feel afterwards? Like, what was that process? I'm
gonna keep it 1,000 with you. I'm in a space where I don't have a lot of people who are doing what I do, or who have done what I've done. Just to break down the demographic, about 1%, less than 1%, 0.3% of the population of America are lawyers. That's like 1.1 million people are lawyers. Of that 1.1 million, 5% are black lawyers. Of that 5%, I think around 2% and some change are black male lawyers. Of that percentage, how many, most of them are in criminal defense, prosecution, insurance defense, family law, or some sort of social or governmental work. We don't have a lot of black male lawyers who own their own firm in tax, corporate, real estate, water law, intellectual property, the things that really would shift the paradigm of our communities. We don't have that. So just being in that space, there's a lot of anxiety behind it, right? So I'm trying to do something, but nobody can really help me or understand on what to do. So I got to talk to people who don't look like me, who can't relate on what it is I'm trying to do and why I'm doing it. So they give me the game as far as the mechanics, the legal side of it. But all the things we talked about, they're not talking about, because they don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Coming from a Haitian household, they're not in that mindset. Coming from I'm the first person to do this, they're not in that mindset. They grandfather owned that firm. They just inherited it. You know what I'm saying? So they're not in that mindset. So being in that state constantly, it's constantly looking over, am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? You know what I'm saying? How fast will this grow? What is my measurement for success? Am I successful? Like things along those lines. Most people start their firm, I think, going to different associations and things. As a young lawyer, they would tell me, like, you're going to fail in 6 months. I heard that more times than I can count. You're going to fail in 6 months. I think the standard is about 6 to 9 months for a law firm, for a solo law firm, the survival of it. So coming up on 5 years this year. So I done did 6 months like 10 times. You know what I'm saying? So we good on that end. But it's still the anxiety behind it. What it does, that leaches into myself personally, and leaches into different parts of my life as I'm subtracting time from family and friends to invest into the law firm. So I'm giving, and it's taking. But I'm not giving to myself. Yeah. You know, and at some point, there's only so much you can give to the law firm before you start slowing down, before the system starts breaking down, before you forget to make this call, before you forget to do this, before, you know, and it starts to trickle into your relationship, trickle into your family, and it's like, where are you? We never see you around it because I'm putting my time into this, and this is falling apart. It's like you're putting out a million different fires all the time. All you had to do is take care of yourself. Yeah. So you can actually give something and be content within yourself and understand that life is a journey, and you're not going to have everything that you want right now, but you have you right now. And despite your support system, despite everything, you were the one that got you to where you need. That's not to be selfish. Like Snoop Dogg was that little thing. I like to thank me. Even though his mother, his whatever, they support, his community supported him, his gang supported him, everything, he had to sit in the studio and write those lyrics. He had to go in the studio and perform those lyrics, and he had to go on stage and do all that. You know, so he had to be him. So you have that. You got to respect that and thank yourself for that. You know what I'm saying? In order for yourself to continue to do that, take care of yourself. You are your biggest asset. This whole thing, this whole formula don't even work without you. It doesn't work without you. You know, so you can invest into another business, and that's cool, but somebody is investing into themselves and taking your money to finesse with and make the moves. So you gotta take care of yourself and invest in yourself and understand you're the biggest asset. Protect that asset in every way possible, and get it in.
Yeah, 100%, man, because that's really what it comes down to. Yeah. And even just to talk about that as well, like some of the things that I know you mentioned running. You know, I grew up a track star as well. You know what I mean?
Y'all Jamaicans, man. Y'all got that.
You know.
Yeah.
He was out there. I was on beast mode out there. But I love track. Yeah. I always been a part of sports and teams. That's why I love the camaraderie. Yeah. It always lifts my spirit. Yeah. But when we talk about us ourselves as well, I remember when I first started Content Factory and Photo Booth Stars, all that stuff. It was like I would probably be working, shooting on set probably like from Wednesday to Sunday or Thursday to Sunday, and then shooting and editing all from Monday to Wednesday. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like my girl works from Monday to Friday, like regular 9 to 5. Yeah. So on the weekends, he ain't seeing me. Yeah. And then my family ain't seeing me. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. But like at the time, I'm making a sacrifice for the future. You feel what I'm saying? On one side, when it comes to like my family, you know, whether it's my brothers, my cousins, it's like, hey, listen, at the end of the day, we could link up and hang out when we have a family day or whatever kind of day. But right now, I'm making a sacrifice into me. I spend time with me, I work out with me, I do what I need to do so I could be in high energy, and I'm sacrificing the time to put into the business. And when me and my girlfriend first met, my fiance now, I was like, hey, listen.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
The boy dropped the knee.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I mean? So like when we first got together, I say, hey, listen. As long as you don't get in interference with like what I do with my business, as long as you don't try to take number one, because I'm gonna keep it 100. My business is number one. We're good. Yeah. slowly but surely,
Oh
she
yeah,
done
I'm about to
crept in
say
the number one spot.
This ain't no way, yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
she still respect my grind, respect what I do.
Yeah.
Allow me to do that and allow me to like have that free space. So now I do. I more or less work from like do the same Monday to Friday type of thing. Some weekends I may work, but I know on the weekends I'm taking Saturday, Sunday off, or if I don't take, I'll take at least one day out the weekend off where I either go play golf, I spend time with her, walk in the park, just to balance it out. And trust me, bruh, trust me, y'all fellas, y'all gonna feel this when y'all ever do this for the first time. My girl, she said, let's go to a park. All right, what we gonna do there? Walk around. All right.
Yeah.
What we gonna do after that?
Yeah.
Oh, just walk around. I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
I did not like understand the concept of like going to a garden and walking around, and I'm like,
yeah.
But the trickiest, the craziest thing about it is like being in nature and walking around, seeing those flowers and these different types of birds, peacocks, all these sounds, and like smelling the flowers and the trees, and you in nature and stuff like that. Bro, that thing relax you.
Yeah.
That thing, man, I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. Like, even to the other day, I called my girl, like, bro, we ain't been to the garden in a minute.
Yeah.
In a hot second. We need to pull up. Like,
pulling her to the garden now. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So
and that's facts. And like, dang, I'm a blend some psychology into this thing, right? I mean, as the listeners are gonna peep, you know, these glasses ain't fake. I'm a real life nerd, you know what I'm saying? So let me share this game on you. Like, I was reading about how we think, right? So there's beta waves, right? So when you're in a beta mindset, you're thinking fast, a lot of brain activity, like a lot of legal analysis, a lot of going on. Like, I'm shooting this, I'm shooting that, get this angle, get that angle. A lot of you just working, you're in that mode, but you're thinking quickly. And when you're thinking quickly in that way, there's a lot of opportunities to make mistakes. That's why I was talking about as far as being an attorney, planning when I'm going to be in that mode. You know, in that mode, I'm focused on one thing. Don't come to me with nothing else, because I'm only solving this one problem, and I'm gonna crush it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you fighting, and somebody comes in and try to help you, but you hitting them. You know what I'm saying? Let me get to it. Let me get to it. And that's the beta, your beta ways. And then the alpha, I might be saying it wrong, but then the alpha is like when you take a step back, a little slow down a little bit, right? And you're in a more planning state. You know what I'm saying? You can sit back and look, when I'm going to engage into this, when I'm going to do that, X, Y, and Z. Then you have another stage, the theta waves. That's when you're in your deep meditation. That's when you really far removed from things. That's when you walking in that garden. That's when you at your peace. That's when you got your calm. You got your lady next to you. Everything. You're not even thinking about all that other stuff. And you need to engage in. We abandon the theta waves a lot because we get into the beta waves. Because beta, it feels real. It's very active. Like we feel like we're getting somewhere, but we're going to get as far as we are. Personally, in the sense of how much energy we have to refresh that. Yeah. And you refresh that by moving out of it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when you walk in that garden, when you go on those runs, when you go to the beach, when you whatever it is that you're doing, to relax and get into that intentional rest, you're refueling it. And that's why I think God was trying to tell us, as far as like resting after doing all this work, you're refueling what you need to do so you can go back and create and do things again. You know what I'm saying? So that's deep. Yeah, man.
That's real though, man. Yeah. That's real, man.
Because you're not gonna be consistent if you can't even show up. Yeah. You just can't show up. Mentally, you can't show up. You burnt out. Physically, you can't show up. You're tired. You haven't slept. You know what I'm saying? Spiritually.
Have you been burnt out before?
Oh man, this whole game is burnt out. Yeah. as I've not been a lawyer who has not been burnt out. Like that's just how this thing goes. But it's about putting things in place to maintain it. Even and being real about it. Okay, I am burnt out. Yeah. Okay, they ain't in the world. Okay, how do I get back on track? I need to take a break. I need to work a little less to get back to it. What I need to do to adjust.
Okay. You know what I'm Let's talk to you about your personal experience. Let's see where you at as far as. Oh damn, my bad, y'all boys. Put this on silent. Yeah. I was trying to keep your head for the notes. So let's talk about a burnout experience. What was happening? Or just what was a What was a burnout experience for you?
The first time, oh no, I've been burnt out for a long time.
Cause I done heard a lot of these terms like burnout and all these different things.
Okay,
but what's a
true.
real?
I think you hit on something good because like I've been burnt out so many times before I understood what burnout was. I didn't understand what burnout was until I went to law school. And in law school, your first year, you are like by law not allowed to work if you're a full-time student. Like you cannot work. That's how intense it is. And then after your first semester, everybody get their grades out. The classroom gets a little smaller because them people done flunked out. That bottom percentage of the class flunked out. So it ain't like everybody get A's in law. So that's not how the game works. And it's a whole nother podcast to explain how the curve works. But like you locked in because like I'm coming straight out of college. I'm like 22. I'm like 22, and yeah.
My boy got 2 phones.
He got 2 phones.
He's like, hold on, you got another one?
Yeah. Oh man.
That's part of the burnout right there, man. That boy got 2 phones. All right, Kevin Gates.
And that's part of it too. Cause like one's the business phone, one is the personal phone. I can leave the business phone at home when it's personal time. Cause you used to all come to one phone.
Yeah.
So I'll be at the movies, I'll be at the dinner, I'll be at the family function, I'll be at a whatever. I'm gonna step out.
Yeah.
When I leave that at home, I don't even give people my new number. I mean, my personal number no more. Just of course, personal people. But like business wise, you get the other one.
Yeah.
But with that being said, though, we're trying to roll back to burnout.
Yeah.
So it's competition, right? So I'm like 22. I'm in law school. Your grades are competitive. You have to compete for grades. I'm in the contracts class. Dude next to my left has an MBA, and he like 30. Dude to my right is like 40, and he owned 5 businesses. And we're talking about business and contracts. I go to my criminal law class. Person behind me is a detective for the city of Orlando. I'm like, but we got to compete for grades. So y'all have all this life experience. I'm coming off South Beach, Miami. You know what I'm saying? Now I got 30, 14 hours a day, and it was just a different mindset of that type of competition because this is what I really want to do with my life. I done took out these loans. I'm locked in with all this stuff. So I'm burning myself out just to keep up. And then realize when that happens, what I do, I put myself in isolation. I don't talk to nobody. I just be in my books, in my thing, because I'm just gonna, like you said, I'm gonna work, and then when it's time to relax, I'm gonna relax. But even with that, within the semester, it's like 4 months. 4 months of that.
That's a lot.
Just to have like a month off and then come back another 4 months of that. And then even in the summertime, we had internships and different things of that nature. It was never ending. And what your body will do is tell you need to sit down. You're gonna start walking slower, talking slower, not sleeping. It's gonna tell you to sit down so you can relax and get back into that theta waves in your brain. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been abandoning that. You know what I'm saying? So that's my personal, at least a large experience, but of course, like more in present times, owning a business, being engaged. I have a niece now, all these different things, and family and friends, and my friends going through different things, and actually being able to show up. I have new titles: fiance, uncle, business owner. You know what I'm saying? I have different positions in different organizations, and I have to step in and be there for those people. But I need to step in and be there for myself as well.
Yeah, 100%, man. That's so crazy how we have so much in common. You know what I mean? You know, newly engaged. You feel me? Congrats to you as well.
Thank you too. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's just that season.
Well, I'm not a new uncle, but my niece just moved over from Japan, so she's been with us, and I'm the youngest, so I'm getting used. I'm not a child. I used to play a lot as a kid. But I grew up out of playing early. I stopped playing at 13. I was running. I was on the track. I was trying to hustle. You know what I mean? And it's I was just strictly on hustle, getting money from 14 up. You know what I mean? So now having a niece, and all she wants to do is play. It's I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? I don't even know. All I could do is just I'm here. Just look at her. I know she's gonna come with a karate punch. I just duck and weave and I just don't even know what to do. But nah, man, that's real though when it comes to burnout and being able to be aware of it. You know, and just know how it happens as far as like burnouts, because I mean sometimes you just need to know that hey, you gotta take a little step back. And then that's one of the best, because I like how you broke down the beta waves and alpha waves and theta waves. Because if you think about it, and it could have been a lot of beta waves, but like if you think about COVID, right, that year 2020, a lot of businesses died, and a lot of businesses was birthed, during COVID,
because COVID made everybody sit down. Like I was panicking. I am a corporate attorney, and the news told me all corporations and businesses are down, and I'm looking around like this is it. I'm done. I can't do nothing. But I had to adjust. But within that, when you sit down, you can just stay in your mindset of work, or you can go back into your mindset of plan, think, find your peace, find your calm, find your center to move on to the next thing. We didn't know when the next thing was going to be. They told us 2 weeks. We were down for however long it was.
About a year.
Yeah, and within that, you had an opportunity to stay where you were at or take a step back to hit back harder. You didn't know when that harder was going to be, but you were planning though. And you could figure it out. So like with COVID, I was more in that mindset of work, and it sat me down. But I'm still going crazy looking for work. And then I took another step back, and some opportunities started to come as far as how to pivot. You know what I'm saying? And I pivoted, and that was a very successful year for me. You know what I'm saying? With that.
Well, COVID wasn't the best year for me, but I took like 3 steps back, and then I hired a coach and did a lot of coaching and learned from there. And I actually was looking at my receipt for the coaching program I paid for in August 2020. $9,800. I just looked it up. I put it up on the screen.
Oh damn,
it's real life.
And
I only had like 11,000 to my name.
But that's the thing. You are your biggest asset. Sometimes you gotta invest into that asset, and then now you cranking out them numbers.
Crushing them.
You a literal content factory. that's what it is. You cranking it out. So sometimes you gotta do that, and but you're not gonna feel secure in your investment unless you're securing yourself. And that's a real deal right there.
Those are my 2 biggest investments. Right. One is myself, and the other is people.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, man. So definitely, man, when it comes to that burnouts and especially as entrepreneurs going after what you guys want, don't forget the formula of rest, man. Formula of rest will definitely restore you and get you refocused. And especially how we were talking about COVID, it gave us like a space, a period of break, and it felt like torture. But it was for me and my business, probably was one of the best things that ever happened to us. That being forced to like stop and then allow the new ideas and thoughts to flow in.
That's big facts. And rest is a part of work. You know, you can't work unless you rest, and you got to invest into your largest asset, which is yourself. And once you're good and securing yourself, you can make any investment to yourself, because you know you're going to come back 10, 20, 100 times fold better than any stock you can invest into is yourself. And that's the formula, man.
Yes, sir. Formula Podcast.
Let's get it.
Peace.